I just got off the phone with a client who was struggling to get his Japanese coworkers to trust him. This guy who was a guy from New York, he wasn't getting tasked at work. He wasn't getting much work at his workplace, which most people say, by the way, and he wanted to be in a position where people would rely on him a little more. And as we were talking about this topic, we noticed that the coworkers were avoiding him and going to other Japanese people for help. When his coworkers, they're supposed to go to him. They're supposed to go to this guy from New York for help, but they're going to other Japanese people because they're avoiding him, right? And I gave him my insight, and I plan to share it with you in this video in the hopes of saving other people like you who are in this situation. Guys, if you don't know me, by the way, if this is your first time, my name is Seannarron, and I work as an interpreter in a Japanese company here in Japan. And on YouTube, I help foreigners like you so that you can feel better at work, with a bunch of Japanese people around you. All right, so there are mainly two reasons that this might, that might be causing this problem, causing people to avoid you, kind of, right? First of all, let's talk about your Japanese level, okay? Guys, if you don't even speak a little bit of basic Japanese, of course people won't talk to you. This might sound so obvious, but I've been seeing this with so many people recently. If you had a person next to you who spoke English and another person who spoke, only Zulu, who do you want to talk to, right? This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying become a grand master of Japanese. I'm saying that at least know the basics, like, asking questions so that you can at least interact with people at work. You don't need to be fluent, but because you're so, we're all so lazy that we forget this, and it leads to people avoiding you. Now, what kind of words should we be learning? I'm going to tell you in a bit, but back to the reasons this is happening, right? So another reason number two, is that there might be something you did that made someone upset in the past. Maybe not upset, but uncomfortable at least, and they just forgive you. They just forgive you because you're a foreigner, and they just stop talking to you. This is very common, guys. People who come to my consultation, people who have a quick chat, say the same thing a lot, right? They mention this. And do you always, let them finish their sentence? Are you interrupting them when they're talking? In Japan, you gain respect not by speaking, but by listening and observing. All right. So those were kind of the potential reasons why, no one's actually they're not relying on you. All right, now let's talk about the solutions. We have the problems here, let's talk about the solutions. So, I told you to learn basic Japanese. Here are a few phrases that if I were in your situation, I would learn immediately. Phrases like, 田中さんは週末いつも何してるんですか? 家族は日本にいますよね? Or, アメリカ生活慣れないですよね? This will make them feel like, Jesus, someone actually cares about me. Because guess what? No one asked them this before. Use these phrases immediately if you want to if you want them to open up to you. And after a few weeks of chatting like that, you can say something. You kind of amp it up, right? You can say something like 何か僕にできることはありますか? Which means, is there something that I can help you around kind of managing this office, right? The fact that you offered something means a lot in Japanese culture. We value modesty more than skill. People skills like this will get you through the door because you're offering your contribution. It always has to be team first and not your benefit. So stop demanding things and start contributing to the team, right? And the second solution I want to talk about is understanding basic Japanese grammars. So in our solution one, in our first one, we talked about the language. Now I kind of want to add, integrate manners and culture as well. Guys, culture is language. What do I mean by that? Well, let's think about this for a second. When you speak to a person from your country, why is it easy? So if you're from, let's say if you're from the US, it's easy to talk to a person from the US, right? And why is that? Not only do you speak the language, but the culture and the manners are the same too. You hug them when they try to hug you. You open a door, for your friend when they enter your house. This doesn't happen in all countries, guys, but you feel comfortable because the other person share the same culture, right? Same thing at your workplace. If you're in a Japanese work environment, you got to learn Japanese manners. Without this, you won't be able to get ahead, but instead people will keep avoiding you, right? But I don't want that to happen to you, so that's why you should learn from videos like these, all right? And the hardest thing for you now is probably learning this all by yourself. If you feel like you're, able to do it alone, good for you. But if you feel like you need help learning basic Japanese conversation and basic culture, I do have a training program where after completion, you'll be able to gain respect from Japanese people and overall have a deeper connection at work. If you want to have a quick chat about your situation, you can apply from the application form below. Anyways, guys, I hope this video helped you, and if it did, please share it with friends and family. You guys are all doing a good job trying to learn Japanese, and I appreciate that. Let's keep it going, guys. I'll talk to you in our next one. Bye-bye.